Okay, for those of you that want to actually do this assignment in Photoshop, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So first thing you want to do is go into one of your galleries. So you'll have to go through and find out which one is your gallery. And once you find your photo, let's just click it and let's say that's your photo. Then you're going to download it. These little dots right here, you're going to click on it and you're going to click download. Okay, that will download it. Make sure you know where it's going. I have it set to go to downloads and it's going to be untitled here. I might even write something in front of it like seagulls, and I'm going to save it. Now for this one, what you're also going to want to do is then you can go to show in Finder and you see it right here. I'm also going to make a copy, okay? So I'm going to duplicate it, and see how it says copy. So just so you can see that. And then I'm going to open up the copy with Photoshop. So I'm going to go open with Photoshop. And this is the one I'm going to fix up. So once this comes in here, there we go. So looking at this, let me just move a couple things around here. We're going to close this right there, close tab. So looking at this right here, I'm seeing, let's make this, we're going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to crop this, right? So we're going to take this crop tool here and I'm going to move this in here like this. And for me, I'm going to keep a black line. You don't have to keep a black line, but I'm going to keep a little bit. And I'm going to make that just a little bit of a black line there. And oh, I see right here. So we have to change the original ratio. You want there. So now it will let me put it wherever I want it. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to keep black line, but you don't have to keep the black line. I'm keeping the black line. And I might make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So now that looks good. So you can just kind of click on it. So see that? Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually first fix it up. So I'm going to go and there's lots of different ways. You can go Command L for the histogram, Command L. You can do other ways too, but I'm going to kind of go like this. And I think this looks pretty good. So that makes it flatter. So I'm going to make there. So that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the healing tool right here, spot healing brush, and I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to go Command plus, and then I'm going to use the space bar. I'm going to look over this photo real good to get rid of any spots, okay? So right here, the brush though, I'm going to change that size to a lot smaller. And with that, I can fix it there. And this, that's going to be harder. So now I'm going to actually sample some. So I'm going to use the change that mode to a little bit lower. So now I'm using the, what is this one called? Healing brush tool. That's the spot healing brush tool. And I'm going to, can I sample something? Yeah, so I'm going to sample that right there. I'm going to sample that because I'm gonna basically try to we're gonna have to go up bigger than 2. That's gonna be a harder one to work with, but I can probably go back to this one. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go over and look at any spots of dust with this spot healing tool. So anything I see that doesn't look good, I'm just gonna clean it up. And for the most part, this one is actually pretty clean. There's other things you can do if you wanted to try to minimize some of this grain. I kind of like the grain, but let's say you want to minimize the grain. I can show you how to fix that too. Let's look and see if there's any more dust in here. This one again is pretty clean. There is not much dust. But let's say I want to minimize some of this grain. Command 0 brings it back normal screen. And I can go to filter, camera raw. Looks like that might need to be cleaned up in there a little bit, but so there's all these different controls. This is kind of similar to Lightroom, so if you're used to using Lightroom, you can use this. But right here, what I'm looking at is the grain. So is that in detail? Let me see. Detail, I'm actually doing a screencast right now. So after I'm done, I can help you. Sound good? So right now we're going to see, I can change the grain to more or less, but we don't want effects. I think we want detail. Yes, noise reduction. So we're going to noise reduction. If we go all the way, it makes it really too smooth. So we just want a little bit. You can experiment with what makes it look pretty natural. But for this, I'm going to go maybe 17. Okay? And we'll see. And let's see what it looks like if I blow it up bigger. If I go like 400. Yeah. So this is no grain reduction, and this is like, that looks just better. So we'll go okay. Okay, so now that we have this, we have to create a canvas, and we're gonna double it. So if we want to put the photo basically above and below it for this assignment, okay? So for this assignment, I told you guys have to put both of the photos together, before and after on the same photo, so that I can see clearly as far as, you know, what the difference is. So in order to do that, you know what? I do notice this. We're going to actually look at the image size. So we're going to go image size, and we're going to stack it above it and below it. So that means we want to take the height. And right here it says 831. So we're going to double that to 16. Let's go 1670. Okay. And then 1980 is the actual width. So we need to remember that. So I'm going to go 2000 by 1670. So let me just take this in case I forget. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can remember. Okay. So 19, so we're going to go 2000 by 1670. We go up here, file, new, and we're going to change this from inches to pixels. And we said 2000, I believe. And we said 1670, I believe, right? So we're going to create that. We're making it white. You could do a different color, but white will stand out next with that little border. So we're going to go like this. And right here, we can take that little, what is that tool called? That is the rectangular marquee. And we'll just go over the whole thing, right? And then we can go, we're going to go Command C, or also Windows C. That's going to copy it. And over here, we're going to go Command V, like victory. And see how that goes right in there? So this is our after. We can put this down here like that. And let's open up the original. Open. And this one, I might have to make it smaller, and it was under downloads. And this is the copies. We can see that right there where it says copy. So we want the other one. Open that up. Oh, I did that wrong. We want place embedded. So place embedded file, place embedded. Now we can take that original like that and place it right here. Now we're gonna have to make this smaller. It's not gonna be exactly in the right proportion because we cropped it so much. But you know, we can do 2 for this one to get a little, well, we'll just go like that. That's fine. So it gives us an idea of what it looks like, okay? There's so much to crop in this one. Most of the other ones you won't have to crop so much. But this one you have to crop a lot. Okay, so then I'm going to hit return or enter, and that shows us what it was, and this is what we did with it, okay? And so we can go file, save a copy. If you want to save all the layers, you can, but you know, I don't know that that's really, you know, important. So we're gonna go save a copy, save on your computer, change this to JPEG, and we're gonna say restoration, and then your name. That's the name of the assignment. Okay, and then put it in download so we know where it's going. Okay, okay. And now as far as this other one, we already saved it, so we don't have to worry about this one. We can also just simply save it. We don't have to worry. Computer. We're gonna make that into a, oh, save a copy of a copy. Go to JPEG, downloads, and we can say edited. Restoration with George. That's my name. There we go. There we go. And that's how you would, I already saved it. That's how you would do this. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out for how to do this assignment in Photoshop.